What if I told you that your brain is literally rewiring itself right now, at this very moment? What if the life you're living isn't the result of who you are, but the result of how your brain has been wired through your daily habits? Here's the scientific truth that changes everything. Neuroplasticity means your brain is constantly creating new neural pathways based on what you do repeatedly. And there are 5 specific daily habits that rewire your brain for both extraordinary success and genuine lasting happiness. The breakthrough discovery in neuroscience over the past 2 decades is this: your brain isn't fixed. It's not set in stone by genetics or childhood experiences. Every day, based on what you think, do, and practice, your brain physically changes its structure. This means you can literally rewire yourself from someone who struggles to someone who thrives, from someone who's unhappy to someone who experiences consistent joy. Think about the most successful and genuinely happy people you know. They're not lucky or genetically blessed. Their brains have been wired differently through years of specific practices. The good news? You don't need years. With the right habits practiced consistently, you can create measurable changes in your brain structure and function within weeks, and life-changing transformations within months. I used to believe my brain was just wired for anxiety and struggle. I'd try to think positively or work harder, but nothing fundamental changed. I was fighting against my own neural programming and I was losing. Then I discovered these 5 habits that actually change brain structure, not just behavior. Everything shifted when I understood that I wasn't trying to override my brain, I was rebuilding it. Within 30 days of implementing these habits, I noticed changes in how I responded to stress. Within 60 days, my default thought patterns had shifted. Within 90 days, I felt like a completely different person because, neurologically speaking, I was. My brain had literally rewired itself for success and happiness instead of struggle and anxiety. The beautiful thing about these 5 habits is they're backed by neuroscience research. Brain scans show actual structural changes in people who practice these habits consistently. This isn't motivation or mindset work. This is biological transformation. You're not trying to think differently. You're building a brain that naturally thinks in ways that create success and happiness. But here's what most people get wrong about brain rewiring. They think it requires intensive therapy, expensive programs, or dramatic life changes. It doesn't. It requires 5 simple daily practices that take less than an hour total. The challenge isn't complexity, it's consistency. Your brain rewires based on what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. Some of these habits will feel awkward at first because you're literally creating new neural pathways where none existed before. That initial awkwardness is proof the habit is working. When something becomes effortless, it means your brain has successfully wired that pathway. If you're ready to literally rebuild your brain for success and happiness, if you want to understand the exact practices that create measurable neural changes, subscribe right now because what I'm about to share is backed by brain science and proven by real results. Habit 1. The Morning Brain Primer. First habit that rewires your brain is what I call the Morning Brain Primer. Within the first hour of waking, before consuming any information from the outside world, you spend 15 minutes actively programming your brain for success and happiness through visualization and intention setting. Here's the neuroscience. Your brain is in a highly suggestible state in the first hour after waking. Your brain waves are transitioning from theta to alpha to beta, creating a window where new neural patterns are easily established. When you deliberately visualize success and set clear intentions during this window, you're literally programming your neural networks for the day ahead. Sit quietly and vividly visualize yourself succeeding at today's challenges. See yourself confident, capable, and joyful. Feel the emotions of success before it happens. This isn't just positive thinking, it's neural priming. Your brain starts building the pathways needed to match your visualization. Jennifer, a sales executive who struggled with anxiety, started using the Morning Brain Primer. Every morning, she visualized herself confident and successful in meetings. Within 3 weeks, her actual performance matched her visualizations. Brain scans would show that her visualization practice created the same neural activation as actually succeeding, priming her brain to perform that way in reality. The key is emotional engagement. Don't just see success, feel it in your body. This emotional component is what triggers the neural rewiring. 15 minutes of vivid, emotionally engaged visualization creates measurable changes in your brain's readiness for success. Habit 2. The gratitude rewire. The second habit is the gratitude rewire. But it's not typical gratitude practice. Every evening you identify 3 specific moments from your day when you felt alive, connected, or meaningful. Then you relive those moments in detail, activating the same neural patterns that were active during the actual experience. Neuroscience research shows that gratitude practice literally expands the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, the area of your brain associated with happiness and emotional regulation. But the rewiring is strongest when you don't just list things. You relive positive experiences in detail. Instead of writing, "I'm grateful for my family," you recall the specific moment your child laughed at breakfast, recreating every sensory detail. This deep recall reactivates and strengthens the neural networks associated with joy, gradually rewiring your brain to notice and create more of these experiences. Marcus, who described himself as naturally pessimistic, practiced the gratitude rewire for 60 days. Brain imaging would show increased activity in his left prefrontal cortex, the area associated with positive emotions. More importantly, he reported feeling genuinely happier without trying. His brain had literally been restructured to emphasize positive experiences. The transformation happens because your brain strengthens whatever neural pathways you use most. When you daily relive positive experiences, those pathways become superhighways, while negative rumination pathways weaken from disuse. You're not forcing positivity, you're restructuring your brain's default setting. Habit 3. The Challenge Reframe Protocol. The third habit is the Challenge Reframe Protocol. Every time you face a difficulty, obstacle, or failure, you immediately and consciously reframe it by asking, "What is this teaching me? How is this making me stronger? What opportunity is hidden here?" This deliberate reframing literally rewires your amygdala's response to stress. Your amygdala is your brain's threat detection system. For most people, it's overactive, seeing threats everywhere and triggering stress responses constantly. But research shows that consistent cognitive reframing actually reduces amygdala reactivity while strengthening prefrontal cortex control. You're teaching your brain that challenges are opportunities, not threats. The key is immediacy. The moment you notice stress or difficulty, pause and reframe. Don't let your default neural pattern activate unchallenged. This interruption and redirection is what creates new pathways. Over time, the reframe becomes automatic as your brain builds stronger challenge as opportunity circuits. Sarah faced a devastating business failure. Instead of spiraling, she used the Challenge Reframe Protocol. "This is teaching me what doesn't work. This is making me more resilient. This is creating space for something better." Within months, she built a more successful business because her brain had been rewired to see opportunities and obstacles. This isn't toxic positivity or denying reality. It's strategic neural programming. You're training your brain to respond to difficulties with resourcefulness rather than panic. This single habit can transform your entire experience of life because it changes your brain's fundamental relationship with challenge. Habit 4. The dopamine reset. The fourth habit addresses the modern epidemic of dopamine dysregulation. Every day, you take at least 1 hour completely free from all artificial dopamine sources. No phone, no social media, no streaming, no easy entertainment. Just you, your thoughts, and simple activities like walking, reading, or creating. Modern life has hijacked your dopamine system. Constant notifications, infinite scroll, and easy entertainment have made your brain require intense stimulation to feel satisfied. This makes normal life feel boring and makes it impossible to find joy in simple things. The dopamine reset rewires your reward system to find pleasure in meaningful activities again. During your dopamine reset hour, your brain experiences what initially feels like boredom. This is actually your dopamine receptors recovering and becoming more sensitive. After consistent practice, you start finding genuine pleasure in simple things. A conversation, a walk, a moment of peace. Your brain has been rewired to appreciate real life instead of requiring artificial stimulation. David was addicted to his phone, checking it over 200 times daily. He implemented a daily dopamine reset hour. The first week was difficult, but by week 3 he noticed profound changes. He enjoyed conversations more. Work felt more engaging. Life felt more vivid. His dopamine system had been recalibrated to find reward in reality rather than requiring digital stimulation. Habit 5. The neural consolidation sleep. The fifth and most critical habit is neural consolidation sleep. Every night you prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep because this is when your brain consolidates all the rewiring you've done during the day. Without proper sleep, the neural changes from your other habits simply don't stick. During deep sleep and REM sleep, your brain strengthens the new neural pathways you've been building and prunes away unused connections. This is when visualization becomes neural reality, when reframes become automatic responses, when new patterns become permanent. Sleep isn't rest from brain rewiring, it's when the rewiring actually happens. Protect your sleep with the same intensity you protect important meetings. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Avoid screens for an hour before bed. Create a consistent sleep schedule. Your brain's ability to rewire depends on this consolidation time. No amount of practice during the day matters if your brain doesn't get time to integrate those changes at night. Research shows that people who practice new habits during the day but sleep poorly show minimal brain changes. But people who practice the same habits and sleep well show remarkable neural restructuring. Sleep is where temporary practices become permanent brain structure. The transformation these 5 habits create is neurologically profound. Before implementing them, most people are trapped in old neural patterns, anxious default states, negative thought loops, inability to find joy, and stress responses to challenges. Their brains are wired for struggle because that's what their habits have reinforced. After 90 days of these habits, brain scans would show measurable differences: increased prefrontal cortex activity, reduced amygdala reactivity, stronger reward circuits, and enhanced neural connectivity. More importantly, your lived experience transforms. You naturally think in ways that create success. You automatically respond to challenges with resourcefulness. You genuinely feel happier without effort. But here's the critical understanding: your brain will rewire itself regardless. The question isn't whether it changes, it's what direction it changes. Every day, you're either reinforcing patterns of success and happiness or patterns of struggle and dissatisfaction. These 5 habits ensure your brain rewires in the direction you want. The science is clear. Neuroplasticity means you're not stuck. You're not limited by past programming or current patterns. Your brain is remarkably adaptable, capable of fundamental transformation at any age. But that transformation requires consistent input. These 5 habits are that input. Start tomorrow with the Morning Brain Primer. Add the Gratitude Rewire after 1 week. Implement the Challenge Reframe protocol as situations arise. Begin your dopamine reset. Protect your sleep. Give your brain the consistent practice it needs to rewire. Write in the comments which habit you're starting with and commit publicly to 90 days. If this video revealed the science of brain rewiring, hit that like button and subscribe for more neuroscience-based transformation strategies. Share this with someone who believes they're stuck in old patterns. They're not stuck, their brain just needs the right daily input. These 5 habits are that input. Practice them consistently, and your brain will literally rebuild itself for the success and happiness you deserve. Your neural transformation starts with the choice you make right now.